Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, testing. And these are my 5 audience members. Okay. My name is Nadine Jansen, and I'm a sophomore math major, and I am here to convince you about why the Electoral College should be abolished. Question. How many of y'all are familiar with what the Electoral College is? Just like I thought. Now, did you know that Alaska, Montana, and South Dakota have only 3 of the 538 electoral votes in America each? That's less than 1% per state. Or maybe you knew that New Hampshire is in the same boat, only being granted 1% of the total Electoral College votes. Are you seeing the big picture? Let me motivate you. By listening to this presentation, you will realize the unfairness of the Electoral College and its distribution of votes. Although based on population, it diminishes the existence of small states, leaving them with little to no say on who becomes the next president of America. I'm an authority on this subject because I have studied American history and am well versed in the purpose of the Electoral College. I have researched statistics about the distribution of Electoral College votes throughout the United States. While promoting the abolishment of the Electoral College, I will present information on the distribution of votes throughout the states. I will give stories of states that have a minimum impact on the vote for presidency. I will argue for the people of this country whose voice is not heard. I will give you a reason to delete the middleman and put the power back into the hands of the people. The numbers behind the nonsense. Logically. According to the archives of the federal government from the 2008 presidential election, Vermont received 0.56% of the total Electoral College votes. States such as District of Columbia, Delaware, Hawaii, Idaho, Maine, Nebraska, and Nevada each received less than 1% of the total Electoral College votes. Logically, this is ridiculous. These are 8 states who barely receive less than 10% of the total votes that determine who the next president will be. How is this fair? It's ridiculous. It's not balanced beyond any scale besides that of population. Here I have a visual aid of a list of the states in America and how many Electoral College votes they get. Please browse through it so you can get a picture of the states and how very few of them are granted enough votes to really make a difference. The unheard voice of the people. It's safe to say that these last few statistics I have discussed give off the impression that America is only concerned with the number of people and not the people themselves. You're all familiar with the phrase, just a number. This is what the Electoral College is doing, handing out numbers. An article entitled "The Manipulation of Voting Systems" in the Journal of Business Ethics supports the claim of how the Electoral College is a manipulation of the American voting system. It's not designed to help small states. It's only designed to benefit states with large numbers, such as Texas and Florida. The intentions that meant well. I'm sure you've thought in the back of your heads throughout this presentation, what about our founding fathers? Didn't they have a good reason for establishing the Electoral College vote? Weren't their intentions good? In no way am I trying to diminish their intentions. However, I do believe that times have changed in so much our system. When they established the Electoral College, they didn't think that the average man was competent enough to elect the president. Hence, they elected betters, assigning how many numbers each state would get based on population. According to an article written by the Amar brothers, the Electoral College was not designed to favor small states. It was designed with the interests of largely populated states in mind. Throughout this presentation, I have presented you with reasoning behind the abolishment of the Electoral College and support for putting the power back into the people's hands. I have provided statistics, reasoning, and established the error of this present way. Another thing I'd like for you to consider: when will you ever have the chance to decide who becomes president? When will you personally get to cast a vote that decides whether him or the other wins? Without the abolishment of the Electoral College, this will probably never happen. Not only does the Electoral College take power out of the hands of the small states, it takes power Remember, the several states that get less than 1% of the state who becomes the next president. Remember the people that are never heard. Keep in mind the people who get all the decisions made for them. And last but not least, remember that the intentions of our founding fathers may have been good, but serve little beneficial purpose now. So I want to leave you with this quote from an unknown source. Choosing to live your life by your own choice is the greatest freedom you will have. Please, fill out these evaluation forms and return them to me.